I'm just sharing the space right now and waiting on Wolfie.
Nice. Are we live with everybody else?
We are live.
Nice.
People are joining.
Hello, everyone.
So space is a bit different. Like they'll have to raise their hands. Actually, I can make a vote.
That's okay. I was just saying hello to the general audience. It looks like we're going to have a large crowd.
Yeah, but I mean, if you want to in the future, now you can see like if you go through like the controls, you can see people raise their hands, speak.
Okay, I'll let you control that.
Yeah, that's kind of like what I do.
Press all the buttons.
Press the buttons, get myself in trouble.
Nice. How you feeling?
Oh, better. Just like in a fog.
You got the vids, the COVIDs?
I don't want to test because I have some and I don't want to waste them. And I'm not going to work right now, so.
Oh yeah, might as well. Who cares, right?
Yeah, especially like when my wife's still working, she could use them if she gets sick.
Great.
So, you have anything you want to chat about? Maybe about how crazy busy we've been?
Oh my goodness. Have I started work already?
I don't think we've ever stopped.
We never stopped. Yeah, there was a little bit of a lull, but then just it's like the flywheel effect, right? We've cranked it slow, and then all of a sudden, just zapped us into space. So, yeah, even to the point where we're all kind of looking at each other, going, "We should slow down.
Yeah,
we can't keep this up."
In fact, we have requests to slow down.
Yeah, I know. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
You don't have to. We don't have to compress everything into a month of craziness.
Yeah, we're actually going to get to the point where we're going to have to start scheduling,
which is good. And charging for integrations.
Yeah, for like integrations.
Is Wolfie joining us?
I'm actually reaching out to him right now.
Poor guy, he's everywhere. Speaking of taking a break.
So how do I sound my new fancy mic?
It sounds a lot better.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. I'm like not facing straight into it.
Yeah. No, it's pretty good.
Cool. Oh yeah. Wolfie's on his way. So we can talk about where we're at with the community marketing fund. So today's talk is pretty much going to be like a similar session to what we had on Discord, where we talked about the community marketing crowdfund, what this is going to bring about, what we're hoping to expect from it, and like details of like the ambassador program, CMF. We're going to kind of do a deep dive into like all these aspects. And as this stands right now, we have, I think, 577,000 CAS, and that is 76.94% of the goal.
Nice.
So we are super close. Nice. We're less than a quarter away.
Let's do it. That's great. Yeah, I think the Discord AMA was great. We just didn't get around to recording it. So this is this will be take 2 or maybe like a sequel. I don't know, but same questions, probably not the same answers verbatim, but we'll get there.
Yeah.
Wolfie.
And if it isn't the man of the hour.
Wolfie.
Hey, you guys. Woo, meow. I have two different languages I know. Yep.
Oh gosh.
Did you find some time to pencil us in between all your thousands of appointments today?
I did. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. We're gonna be ready to rock and roll right now. Yep.
Let's do it.
Oh, we were talking before you hopped on about how crazy it has been time-wise and how busy we've been.
Yeah.
And actually, you were just mentioning on a I don't remember what chat we were talking about. Oh, yes, we were talking with that college kid, and you were like, I was trying to remember what we were here to talk about in the first place, but then I have like 5 different things to review on this side of the world, and it's hard to keep a balance of where everything's at. And these sessions are all like an hour or so long.
It's true. Yeah. Yeah. You listen and I can't pay attention for much more than 5 minutes. You know what I mean? So it's kind of tricky.
It's like goldfish.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. Yeah.
All right,
And then,
man. Do you have?
I was just going to say, to top it all off, like, talking to various exchanges and other platforms, and like the names are similar. So there's like Bybit, BitGet, this, that, the other thing, Coin Grab, Coin X, King Coin, Coin World, World X Coin Land. It's like, like, who are you guys again? How much do you think we're gonna pay you?
How are they?
It's gonna be less.
How are they? How are they all the leading cryptocurrency exchanges?
Yeah,
I just don't get that.
Yeah, the premier platform. Yeah, they are. Yeah, the number one. We have 200,000 coins on 200,000 markets. That's funny. I thought there was only 20,000 tokens and like 100 coins. So anyway,
do we usually wait a little bit before? How many people are in here? I don't know.
I never get like a real accurate number till afterwards.
Yeah. Okay.
Apparently, like iPhone users can, but Android doesn't show.
That's okay. We're actually going to have this as a recording, so that's great.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So before we get started, do you have anything you want to shout out about, Wolfie, or ask?
No, man. I'm pretty. We had a really productive week. Like unimaginably. A lot of attention, like everybody knows, and progress. Everything's growing. More people. More. Online personalities picking up and recognizing the technology and the amazing new stuff that we have at Kaspa. So I'm glad it's Friday, and we work 7 days a week anyway. It's not like tomorrow I'm not going to be here at 5 a.m, but it's good to have a little slightly winding down Friday afternoon. It's fine with me.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been looking forward to it. And those of you who don't know, I've been sick, so I've been kind of pretty down and out. And we just kind of hit critical mass not too long ago with all this like hype and stuff, and I ended up being like on my back through half of it. Oof. So it's been a lot of Wolfie and Rhubarb carrying,
which is fun. It's good. Yeah, we're fun. Yeah. Everybody takes up the slack. So cool, man. All right.
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. Okay, so again, we're just going to be rehashing what we talked about in Discord with the Community Marketing Fund. First, I'm going to ask Rhubarb. Can you tell us about Rhubarb Media and the Rhubarbarian behind the media?
Sure. So Rhubarb Media, we've been in play this is our 18th year. So I started when I was 12. No, just kidding. So we've been doing this for a while, and in the crypto space since the end of 2016, we started in crypto, and our main thing is naming, branding, campaign marketing, content creation. So we don't go deep dive into kind of the other aspects of marketing or web. We're content creators and we're strategists, and we love building community. And so Rhubarbarian, who that's me. My background is really around community building, relationships. Some people don't know, but I was a pastor in my past life, so I worked with a lot of youth and young people and college age people and just relationships. And so even though I'm a designer and a strategist, marketing guy, I see everything through the lens of community building. So that's what I bring to the table is both the talent, the skills, the experience, the talent, but also a strong desire to build community wherever I go.
Nice. Hey, Wolfie, you're coming through your mic. Mind muting?
Oh, sorry, guys. Sorry.
Your clicky clacks. No, that's cool, man. Always busy.
So yeah, that's us.
So that's pretty cool. I actually didn't know you were a pastor in your past life.
It's weird, eh?
I knew you kind of had that vibe, that kind of presence about you. You're actually like full throttle. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
That's what gives you that like soothing voice.
Calm in the storm. I've been hey, when you work with junior high kids for like 5-7 years, you can handle anything.
Yeah, right. You're ready to take on anything.
Yeah.
So what's your role been with Kaspa? You've been here for a long time, right? Like since the beginning, just about.
Almost. Yeah, I was called in by a fellow Caspian, Tittarelli, who brought me in through another project that I was part of, pre-Kaspa. And that was around, I think he messaged me about February of 2022. And we started talking, and I think we started negotiating and planning and figuring out what we were going to do in and around May. And then our main task was to brand Kaspa. So not just the visual logo, but just come up with a philosophy of what is our brand, and that comes through the visual. And so I can talk about the actual icon and stuff, because people are wondering, like, how come the icon's not round? Well, it's meant to be part of what Kaspa is really emulating, is that a classic ancient currency. And so when I was researching, ancient silver and money, if you look at that now, and even during the day, it was always well worn. So I just thought, hey, everyone's doing circles. Let's make this look like a worn coin, a common currency, something that's well used and loved. So that's where that came from. And obviously the K came with when I joined. That K shape was always there, but we slightly tweaked it, added a little chevron, a little arrow, kind of pointing, progressive.
Yeah, right? To give it that directional.
Yeah, so we're heading that way. So that's where, and then the color was really just looking at kind of the tainted metals and all those kind of colors. So that's where it came from. But yeah, we branded, and then we were tasked to do the initial website. It's still there, and we took the old website that was just, it was kind of a very plain and simple, but it wasn't really updated. There was a lot of things that needed to be updated. So worked on that, launched the website, the logo, and then started to shape the socials, add new socials. We added a bunch of new channels that weren't being used, including YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, and other channels started to pop up when community members started to join. And so that was kind of, and that was the end of my official duties, was the logo, the website, and just launching the socials. But I love the community so much, I just stuck around and just thought, hey, I think I can really help. And I've volunteered my time ever since then. So probably about 10 months of just helping out. And as the coin grew and the project grew, it just became harder and harder for me to offer time, especially during the day. And I have a really small crew here, so I really wanted to give them the opportunity to help out, better designers than I am, that kind of stuff. And so that's when we decided, hey, let's put together a proposal to do part-time work. It's not a full-time gig, but also you'll notice the community marketing fund idea. So similar to the dev fund, we wanted to create a fund that included us, carrying on with management and helping and growing the team and doing some design work, but also creating a budget, a pool to help others and incentivize people, pay people that are like weekly touching Kaspa and doing stuff in the socials and on marketing. And the big one is probably starting to develop our ambassador program, which we can talk about later. So that was a long answer to how did I get started? But yeah, you can blame Titterelli if you want to blame anyone.
Oh, he's the one responsible. Okay.
Shout out.
Also back to that logo part too, where it's not perfectly round. It has like little chips in it.
Yeah.
Back in the day too, they used to actually like chop. They used to chop their coins to like
nibble it out.
So if like it was half of a penny and the penny was that one silver coin, they'd cut it in half.
Yeah.
So I think that's really cool. And of course, like everybody knows, silver was like the main used metal for currencies.
Yeah, and if people may not know, but it's actually comes from, I mean, the founders are in Israel, and it comes from an ancient Aramaic word for silver, and it's kesef, and if you look in the terms and other words that were derivatives of it, you'll actually see the word Kaspa. So this isn't a made-up word. It's not, something that somebody heard and thought that's a cool. It's actually a real word that means silver in ancient Aramaic.
It's currency inception.
Yep.
Okay, so can you tell us about your experience in marketing, especially with cryptocurrencies?
Yeah. So like I said, I started just at the end of 2016. A buddy of mine who came and said, hey, I need your help with this project where we want to market a pop machine or soda machine, if you're in the States, to accept cryptocurrency. And the project name was Dash. You might know of Dash. And so we started working on it. And about 2 months in, he came to me and said, screw this. I'm done with Dash. And a whole bunch of people split off. And one of the split offs was a coin called Darknet. I don't know if anyone remembers. And so Darknet started to build their project, redo their tech. It was a privacy coin, proof of stake. And at the end of 2016, December of, they said, hey, we want to name and brand this new project. And at that time, I didn't know what it was. And I said, what's it called? And they said, Darknet. And I said, damn right, you need to rename this project. So we did a whole naming thing and came up with the name PIVX, PIVX, Private Instant Verified Transaction. And PIVX was born January 2017. The coin was, I think, 3 cents at the time. And so we were tasked to brand it, build a website, and start marketing. And we did that aggressively, created a really community-friendly kind of vibe. Lots of cool people were joining. It was actually one of the first groups that had a really high percentage of female representatives in it. And so it was just a really awesome, welcoming place for everybody. And I don't know, I mean, everyone remembers 2017 and you can blame it on whatever, but PIVX was in the top 10 cryptocurrencies, went from 3 cents to $14 in October that year.
That must have been an exciting ride.
Yeah, a little bit of a ride. Of course, everything kind of went down over the next 2 years. But that said, we carved a niche into what I like to call kind of relationship, organic, community-centric marketing, because we didn't buy ads and we didn't shill at all. We didn't pay for promo. We really invested the anything that was part of the treasury, because they did have a treasury, but we invested a lot into community building, ambassador program, paying people from around the world to help translate. The website was translated into 32 languages. So we were really big on really making it accessible. And I think that helped blow it up. And you could say, a lot of other factors were in play in 2017. Altcoins, skyrocket. But I think PIVX outmaneuvered and outperformed every coin that year. I mean, they ran circles around Monero, just in terms of market cap and increase in value and exposure. So that was my introduction. About that same year, I started to get calls from other projects, but I said no, and I carried on. But around 2019, I started to kind of break off. A few projects were kind of birthed through the Pivx community. Vendable is one of them. So I help name and brand Vendable. You can look them up. They're kind of they're doing a lot of things, but look up Vendable. That's our project, our coin, it's a technology app and service around e-commerce, and they're doing actually a lot of things now with NFTs. And then from there, I had Internet of People reach out to me. We branded them and all their products. So they had Hydra and a bunch of others. So we did a whole suite of branding for them. And others came out, I did just a smidgen of work for kind of other small coins, eGem. Just before Kaspa, I was working with the Alias community. We rebranded them from SpectraCoin to Alias.
So why is marketing and branding so critical for a cryptocurrency like Kaspa and its community?
Sure. Yeah, a lot of people think marketing for money is not needed, but I think with these days where we're not talking about fiat, like you have a US dollar or a Canadian dollar or whatever, you don't see a lot of marketing happening with that. They don't market to you, they market to other countries. But there's tons of marketing going on around currency, and people just don't see it. But when it comes to crypto, we're talking about thousands and thousands of very unique, specific currencies and tokens that do this and that and the other thing. So if you want to get attention, find exposure, you have to market. And so that's just part of what's needed. And in these days, I use the excuse for marketing anything, but crypto, specifically, it's a huge way to build community and to get to know people and to bring people together and to equip and set free people in the gifts they have. And so it's not just about, hey, let's shill this coin and let's buy Lambos. This is about to be not to be too heavily minded here, but it's really changing lives. I mean, you could see people coming into their own and developing skills, and merchants starting to see the opportunity to break out of their fiat world, especially in countries where maybe governments are oppressive. So we need to market it for the sake of changing our our e-commerce, our culture, as we're saying lately in the community. Be your own bank.
So I actually had a question, but you kind of answered it about what's particularly challenging about marketing apps. But I think we kind of segued into that because we're competing against others. So what I'm going to ask now is, you've mentioned before on your proposal, you have this graphic of like brand awareness, education, technology, community, and adoption, and it's kind of like a spiral. Now, I originally asked you what step we were on, but it's not really a step, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like we overlap. Can you just go into detail about how that works?
So there is a natural linear approach to branding a product, a company, a service, a message. There's things that you have to do first and second and third. But once you get into, deeper into the continuum, you circle back to some of these main things. So though when we started Kaspa with the brand, when we were building brand awareness, we were making sure that the logo was out there, all these things, and building community, putting out like education, like what you've been doing on the Medium channel, like just like educating, and all the way up through adoption and influencer networks. Like we've kind of gone through the continuum, but we're circling back at a higher level or a deeper level, whichever way you want to go. So that's why the graphic shows more of a spiraling, where you never finish brand awareness, and you're never done community building or educating. But when you do build the brand, you have to build a foundation of those things. But once you get going, you just keep circling back, and for every event or conference or integration, there's reasons to kind of circle back and go, hey, let's make this about community, or let's show how this will really help our community. So now we're community building, even though we're all the way up through influencer relations and networking and integrations. So that's why it's the branding phases for me are not linear. It's more like a spiraling up.
Yeah, it's kind of like a level up
You got it.
system. Like we're gonna tag it,
Yeah.
and then like weekends, or we see like it needs more attention, we'll come back
Exactly.
to it, add more to it. Yeah, it's pretty adaptable the way it's structured. I thought that was pretty interesting. So also on the proposal, you have quite the amount of deliverables you can offer, and we were talking about this last time. I know we can't have all of them.
I think I said that, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. Is there ones that you particularly want to try to shoot for that would really fit with Kaspa's mission?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to continue creating content, creative for posts and articles and, integrations and those things. And we're part of the job, and this is where people don't get it. Like, why do we need some guy to manage this or a team to manage this? Well, even just the three, you and Wolfie and myself and others, there's so much back-end work. You're working with these, these exchanges. They're swapping graphics. They're asking for you to do things. And like, we're going to keep doing all that. So that's a lot of management, admin work, creative. But what I'd really like to get into is the ambassador program. And I think I've actually started talking to a number of people in different regions and languages about it. And there is actually there's a page on the site that's not public yet, but I'm going to start building it out to show people. And it's the same stuff that's in the proposal. It's like, what is the ambassador program? And so I'd like to see that take shape. And then just, working with local and regional people to, do meetups and do events. I mean, event marketing, I love it. If I was going to spend money on anything for Kaspa, it would be to attend a conference, get in front of people with, whether it's the devs or others, and just meet people and put Kaspa in their wallet and show them how fast it is, and meet with merchants and those kind of things. So there's two main things, probably the ambassador program and then merchant adoption, which we've already been doing. And you've probably seen it on socials that I think we're up to 7 or 8 merchants that have said, we'll accept Kaspa. And they become ambassadors. Like they're on social posting about us, and it's really early. Like they don't have a point of sale system or anything. Like this one restaurant in Albania, he comes to your table and adds it up and converts it to the currency, and you scan his wallet and send the money. Like it's actually pretty cool. But like that said, these are frontline people using the currency, which is the goal of the currency, which is the goal of the project. We're not here to, like I say, buy Lambos and go to the moon. We're here to see a currency become established and maybe supersede Grandpa Bitcoin.
Yeah, and makes it real when it's actually being used. And it is the ultimate P2P transfer, the way that guy is running it in Albania. And you're right about them becoming ambassadors. I'm going to get this number wrong, but it's brand 425?
425 coffee shop in Texas.
Yes, I got it. Yeah, so brand 425 coffee. If you haven't checked them out, they have amazing graphics all the time. They're like, he tweets like daily, and he's kind of a wizard with the AI generated artwork, man.
It's awesome.
He's really good.
Yep.
Okay, so and I want to continue with these ambassadors. So in the ambassador section, what's your plan with rolling this out, and how are you going to manage it?
Yeah, so it's huge, and the goal is to really educate, equip, and then set free. The goal is not to like run it 100% and like to be the constant go-to for all these things. So what I did with within the Pivots community and others is there is some intense time of educating, maybe providing some materials, whether it's a point of sale something, a brochure, a PowerPoint presentation for them to do meetups, or if it's a merchant, getting them all they need, Kaspa accepted here, stickers, kind of that kind of stuff. But once it gets going and there's a strong ambassador, it's up to them to kind of create a mini Rhubarb team, like where they are. So they need to be creating their own graphics for their own socials, and they can piggyback off of anything that we do. But the goal is to set the culture and the language free to work within their community, in their culture, in their language. Because the way I would put a headline on a social graphic, or the way you might put a title on a Medium post, may not work in Korea or Albania or something. So we really want to find these little mini marketing people in every culture and just equip them and set them free. And it's not going to be perfect, and some of them may not be professional, but that's okay. So that's the goal, is to, if you look at the chart, the Kaspa Ambassador Program little mind node, you can see the localized marketing little bubbles, and they're creating designs, socials, they're doing their own PR, they're meeting with people, they're meeting with merchants, they're signing them up, they're running meetup events, and then our job, we're just going to send them tools and tips and whatever they need, but really it's like I said, educate, equip, and set them free.
So there is, I think, an opportunity for an ambassador situation with the Chinese community that was just brought to my attention. Now, they kind of want to get a head start on it. They want to know whether or not we should create a central area that's a melting pot of languages, or should they have their own marketing channels in their own language groups, and we or you will reach out to them?
Yeah,
what's the
I
best
think
way to go?
I think it could be both, or I think at the beginning it's kind of like, let's see what you need. When I first did this, everyone was reusing everything we did, and we were just translating it. So headlines and social graphics and brochures and banners and everything was translated. So that was the beginning of it. But then as they got more comfortable, like videos, like eventually I'm hoping to get Titterelli to do some monthly videos. Rock the Kaspa. It's going to be a great series. And with that, we started to see other people in other languages start their own YouTube channel and put out pretty much the same news about Kaspa, but it was them speaking in their language. They're recording it, they edited it, and they put it up to their channel, and we just celebrated it. So it can work both ways. And really, I would start with any community. If there's a Chinese ambassador that wants to reach out, that wants to do it, generally it's best if they have a strong grasp on English language so that we can communicate really well. And after that, it's like, what do you need? How can we set you free? And how can we allow you to create your own channels? And a lot of them manage the specific social accounts. So like Kaspa Chinese or Korean, like they're the ones already managing these accounts. So they would then obviously have access to post anything that they create. But at the beginning, a lot of times it's just like I would get inundated with like copy to say, hey, can you change this to, German? And here's the headline, and, just replace this with that and give it back to us. And so I would do that. But eventually it's like, hey, here's the template. Here's the Illustrator file. Go for it. And even if they want to come up with their own graphics, because again, not everybody, culturally or whatever will be the same photos. Like when I was working with the other projects, I had to change a lot of graphics when it came to working with other cultures, because they're not North America. So we would alter images and use ones that were more culturally appropriate, and then eventually they just took it over. So
Wolfie's cat avatar just doesn't hit the same. It's a North American exclusive.
I know.
It's true.
Okay, so I got only one last question. We are going to talk more about that Chinese community marketing thing later.
Yeah.
I'm really curious on that. that's happening. And also, they did start a YouTube.
Sweet.
So we got more stuff coming down the pipe here.
That's great.
So lastly, and probably the biggest focus of this whole shebang is the budget.
Mm-hmm.
So we're shooting for, I have it up here. We're shooting for 750,000 CAS. And how long is this going to last as far as work-wise? Like how much work are we going to get?
So we proposed this back in early March, was it? I think. Anyways, coin values changed dramatically. Woo! Shout out to everybody.
Oh yeah. Happy percent day.
Yeah, and so I did put in the proposal kind of like because I have my company and I have to carve out time. I said I'm pretty sure I can do 12 to 15 hours a week, 60 hours a month can be delivered, and I just put a price tag on that and said I'm going to say it's this amount, even though it's probably about 50% less than what I charge normally. I just said let's just do this, and then I also tagged on an amount and a budget for the community marketing fund, which would be money that would be used for merchants' needs, sending swag to them, so they can wear a T-shirt, wear a hat, buy stickers, whatever, and also to tip and incentivize those that are working weekly, and a lot of them passionate Caspians, and just to be able to have like a tip wallet that at my discretion or through some vote I can say, hey, I'd love to send this 1,000 CAS to so and so YouTuber or whatever, just something, and it's more gifts and tips. We're not paying for anything, so that's the two budgets. So with where it is now, obviously coins increased, and there's more CAS in that proposal than was originally thought that would be needed for 3 months. So I was asking for a 3-month commitment. So if we say we say, hey, we're going to say it's 100%. We could literally, probably carry on for 5-6 months, with the budget as it stands now. But here's the thing, and this is why people are asking, how come you didn't put a deadline to the proposal? I'm like, because there should never be one. Like, we should see this as an ongoing fund, like the dev fund, and people should be contributing to it so that we can just keep going on and on. And at some point, maybe if things keep growing and the fund keeps going, maybe there's room for Rhubarb to just kind of fade a little bit in the background and really just manage ambassadors and do that. And so, I mean, the goal for me is not like I don't need to be rich, and I just love building community, and I want to see people around the world get freed up with their wealth and be their own bank. But that said, I would like to see the fund, the CMF, to be an ongoing contribution to the community, and part of that would be to have some part of that be compensation for our time to manage and to grow the team and to that kind of stuff.
Nice. So along with the dev fund, we would also have the CMF fund.
Yeah,
they could just continually be contributed to.
Yeah, so I'm hoping the CMF will become a blend of both compensation for our work and our time, but also a growing pool of funds. And so, because we like to use cryptocurrency and we have to use it, and I have to pay expenses and staff and those kind of things, I will be taking it out and probably converting it to pay. So, but the CMF portion, I want to see it grow. So if we don't use it up every month and the value of the coin keeps going up, it just means a bigger budget ongoing. So that's cool. So there will be money being taken out of the wallet and converted for our stuff, and then the community marketing fund will continue to grow on its own.
Sweet, that's an exciting time. So now I think is a good opportunity to open up the questions to the audience. I have one guy sitting in queue already.
Nice.
So let's take it. This is Vicky. You are live, Vicky. He is gone.
You scared him away.
Oh, he might be back.
There he is.
You hear?
V-Key. Anybody else?
No. All right. Anybody else requesting to speak? Anybody
Please.
voice? I could take a
Ask
look
me
at
anything.
Yeah, anything. I mean, you don't have to limit it to just Rhubarb.
No.
You can open it up to me or Wolfie.
Kaspa related stuff.
Yeah, anything Kaspa related. Optical Fiber says no rename. I hope. I'm guessing he's talking about rebrand.
No, never.
I'm guessing here. So, Haziki says, "Where is Jonathan?"
Israel, I think, somewhere.
Yeah,
In the vicinity.
I could tell you where he is. He's completely off the grid, taking his 1/7 of a week chill out time, just like Mr. Sutton. So yeah, they're off the grid. They're coming back when the sun goes down in Israel Saturday night.
We are on Sabbat right now.
Nice. Okay, so we do have a voice here. Please hammer. Hey.
Thank you for the update. I think this is a great initiative being done just to create awareness for Kaspa, globally. I just have a question regarding, clearly the crypto space is, as far as regulation, is a little bit ambiguous at the moment. So I was wondering whether there are any considerations that need to be taken into account when it comes to the marketing at all.
Yeah, that's a really good question. And obviously, I'm not a lawyer or understand financial law, but I've been around enough to know that a lot of people are against it and for it and have no clue. I think we're in a fairly safe space being a DAO. There is no company. There's nobody to sue. The other thing is, a lot of we just had this conversation actually this week about how other currencies market and they're giving away coins and all those things. You can get into some trouble with that if you don't act like an actual currency and you're acting more like something else. So that said, I think Kaspa is playing it not just safe but properly. I think we're in a really good space to. I mean, if people look and say, well, all these coins are and exchanges are failing and blah blah blah, we can say, listen, we're like Bitcoin, and Bitcoin's been around forever, and safe and we can probably place ourselves in that realm of like we're not a meme coin, we're not a shill coin, we're not a privacy coin. I think we can probably stay pretty far away from the NAC and others. But excellent. I don't know. Guys can chime in, Wolfie, and I know you've been in the business world long enough. You probably have some ideas.
Yeah, basically, I wouldn't worry about anything. That's all I can tell you. Yeah, I mean, we're if Bitcoin isn't in trouble, we're not in trouble either. That's exactly all I can tell you.
Profound.
Yeah, one thing that really sets us aside is that we're really trying to be a currency. So if you can get away with marketing the US dollar, you can get away with marketing Kaspa. Same thing with gold, same thing with silver.
That makes sense. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for the question.
All right. Do we have any other takers? Yeah, quite the quiet audience today.
Come on, I wanted to get grilled.
Yeah, right.
I am Canadian, so I can take it. If I hurt anyone's feelings, I'm sorry.
It's impossible to hurt your feelings.
Classic Canadian response. I'm sorry.
I'm also looking on Telegram, just in case people are hanging out on Telegram. I'm not seeing any questions there either.
Or Discord? Do we have any Discord people just randomly?
I turned them both off because the notification.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Bing, bing.
Yeah, insane lately.
Yeah, there's nothing in marketing.
I think everybody's at the bar already or something.
Yeah, I know. We're crushing into somebody's weekend.
I could talk about Ledger a bit. People are. I just saw Ledger, please, in general. As far as Ledger goes, the main dev that we had, essentially, we gave him the. I'm going to put contract in quotes because it's not really a contract. We had these funds set aside for this dev to do it. The timeline ends today. It is going to stop, or the time frame that we allotted him is going to end today. And then next month, those funds are still secured in the treasury, and we can find a dev to take over with those funds. So we could do either that. We can either try to find a dev in-house. We can find like a third party or something else. It really depends on the community. But the status of Ledgers is we have funds set aside for it. The dev we did want to have do it either couldn't fulfill or whatever. We lost communication. And now we're kind of in limbo. So if you want the latest updates on Ledger, I would highly suggest get involved in the Kaspa Discord and hop on the hardware wallet channel. I know some of our in-house devs are working on it now. I don't think that they're kind of just doing it for fun. They're not really putting themselves on the hook. But if they do happen to get this working or up and running, we could use them as a resource and put the funds towards them or put the funds towards the third party, yada, yada.
Cool. I will do a little shout out to Dab Black Splash, who just said we're live on Twitch as well.
Oh, nice. If you guys haven't checked out his Twitch channel, it's like a continual live stream and feed of Kaspa related stuff. Content. He replays these AMAs. He does events, gaming events and stuff on there, host talks live.
Yeah, he really put together a comprehensive dashboard with like all kinds of things. So it's pretty neat. You can get like a super 30-second refresh of everything that's going on in one place, which is pretty good.
Do you have anything you want to talk about, Wolfie? Anything you're working on?
Not really, man. I'm pretty out of batteries, you guys. I think I'm gonna chill out.
Yeah.
Well, if anybody does have any questions, you know where to find me. I am in Discord and Telegram, and you can, drop me a DM or message me in marketing channel or whatever. But I guess one of the things that we have to decide is, are we waiting for the 100% to kick in before we kick in our stuff? I mean, we're already working. I mean, today we did like 3 posts and 3 meetings and stuff, but we'll have to decide that, between some of us.
Yeah, with how the valuation has changed and stuff.
Yeah, but it'd be nice to blow it up, and then we know, hey, we're good till at least December, kind of thing.
Sweet. And then Patat says, "Hey, wait, we're a DAO." So we kind of are like a DAO, just in its kind of purest form, right? Like we don't have a structured DAO. We're just like,
yeah, there's organization and there's people that are, I would call them servant leaders. Like some people they're kind of anti-corporate naming headlines, but things again, and that's part of our role is when we jump into this. I think we're just going to bring a little bit of organization. If you've seen the spreadsheets that BubbleGum and I have been working on, it's, we're trying to get organized, but yeah, I'd say we're pretty decentralized.
We got that nailed, the decentralized part.
Yeah, but who knows? DAO is a broad term. Yeah,
it is. I mean, and you're kind of organized to the extent that we're in the same chat. You are in this space. How did you get here? We organized it. So somebody brought up Zelcore. So I guess some good news we could drop is we're part of Zelcore now. Like Zelcore supports Cast. If you haven't checked them out, they're they've been in the space a long time, and they're pretty tight. They got a really clean wallet, and it's got all kinds of features, and they have like native swaps and trading in there. It's pretty neat. I've used Zelcore for a long time, so I don't want to hype it up too much, but I've had like no problems with it. It's definitely worth a check. And if you like having a desktop wallet, it's a great desktop wallet, and they also have an app.
Nice.
Tangem, I've heard rumors, is
close,
going to be live next month.
Nice.
Hopefully soon.
OneKey coming as well.
I haven't heard anything on OneKey. I did inquire on it. I know they're working on it, but I haven't heard any rumors. You hear anything on OneKey, Wolfie? He might have checked out.
He's lining up his weekend coolers.
Oh yeah, I got the wrong screen there. Yeah, so OneKey. Let me take a peek. Somebody was talking about something at some recent point in time. What are they talking about? It's like deep. They're talking about WASM modules, WASM modules.
Ooh.
JS package can be built from source. So they're like in outer space dev land, like figuring out the complicated stuff. So it's in progress, and I haven't seen a release date or anything mentioned.
Okay, so they're still chugging away at it.
Yeah.
They're the ones that had the branded hardware wallets, which are pretty neat looking.
One thing I would like to mention, I was just looking online. Somebody was dropping in about Google search and stuff. When we started back in like May of 2022, if you search Kaspa, you get the dessert restaurant. You guys have probably seen that, Kaspa desserts. If you search Kaspa now, they're like buried in page 5.
Yes, yeah. I quit sugar, so I'm fine with that.
Like you can, we are like, it's one thing just to like be able to organically search, and that's, you did that Kaspa, you came up with the dessert, but now organic search for Kaspa, it's all Kaspa currency. So the little bit of work that we've done and community members and, the exchanges and all the, the media pickup and stuff, little by little, all kind of like along the way ad hoc, is making a huge difference. So let's just take that up a notch, and that's what we want to do.
So I want to sit on this Google topic for 1 second, but I do have a question right after this that was submitted. So also, if you guys are Google searching for your web wallet, be conscious. There is scammers out there that are buying ad space, and they are coming up on top of the search. So be very conscious that you have the correct URL.
Just
that URL.
We can just say it carte blanche. Kaspa, at least if I had my way, Kaspa will never do Google ads. Like if you see a Google ad for Kaspa, don't click on it.
That's a good point.
Like we just know that
true.
It will never be true. It will always be a scam. Don't ever click on an ad that's not.
Yes. If it does not say wallet.kaspanet.io, do not trust it. You're not doing anything with it.
So anyways, that's a good point. What was your question?
The question actually comes from Optical Fiber. It says, what angle will be pushed most? Kaspa as a currency, Kaspa as an all-arounder with smart contracts, NFTs, tokenization.
I think primarily the currency, and that's why we're pushing adoption, merchant use, people using it, spending. But Kaspa's got a huge ecosystem of use. So I think we need to talk about mining. We need to talk about trading. Eventually down the road, we could talk about all kinds of things. And if smart contracts kick in, then the utility of Kaspa will just keep growing. Whether, I'm sure if smart contracts kick in, I'm sure NFTs will happen. I don't know if, it would be like something from main Kaspa that will be promoted aggressively, but who knows? If it turns into, I would be excited about NFTs by growing the Kaspa arts community and like promoting Kaspa artists who are creating awesome original digital work. And if that means NFTs, then that's awesome. So I think for now we're trying to establish as a common, safe, fast, usable currency. And as the technology improves, more adoption, I think it's going to turn into more utilities around smart contracts, and then NFTs, whatever. But bottom line, common currency. That's the phrase I've been using since day one.
Nice. All right. I got one for Wolfie. How about listing on Binance?
Listing on Binance. Yeah. So Binance is like, I'm about 40 miles south of Hollywood, the entertainment capital of the world, wherein there's a famous saying that's probably at least 50 years old, maybe 75 or 80 years old. And it goes, don't call us, we'll call you. So that's pretty much how it works with Binance. So, we have an application in since before Halloween last year. We got a reply, like an Insta autoresponder email, like your application is received, and we'll let you know if you need to know anything. And that was the last we heard from them. So they're very busy. They're a very top of the shelf, top tier exchange. And furthermore, in case you haven't seen any news lately, some of these big name exchanges that aren't as big as like BlackRock or Fidelity or NASDAQ are, they're kind of they got the laser sight. They got the 45 long slide with the laser sight. They got the red dot on the chest for CZ. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think CZ's worrying about Kaspa too much this exact second. I think he's worrying about like, which passport should I take when I go to Uganda or something? I have no idea, but
do I look good in orange?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So on the chain gang, I'm kind of allergic to sledgehammers. Is there any way I can maybe like have a desk job like by the side of the railroad tracks? But anyway, so but you never know. Like we could just be on there on Monday, and a credible source told us just yesterday that they know several projects that filled out the app and they never heard anything, and then they woke up one day and they were on Binance. And also there's projects that didn't fill out anything and they just had a success streak, kind of like us, or maybe even a little less. And one day they woke up and they were on Binance. So anything's possible. We can't push it, but it's almost it's ridiculous to think that the top. The number one in some industry is not going to be scouring the landscape and looking for new promising projects. We're number one on what to mine. We're like the number 3 POW coin in the world right now. The only coins that emit more money value every day mining is Bitcoin and not even Litecoin. What's the other one? Something else. I forgot.
Matter.
But yeah, more than ETH Classic, more than Raven. Like we're way up there.
Yeah.
So there's people that see these things, and like besides that, like for the last like 72 hours, every time I open my Twitter feed, there's some new guy I never heard of talking about how great Kaspa is, and I'm like, oh, who's this guy? He probably has 12 followers. Oh no, it's 12,000 followers. Oh, I mean, 42,000 followers. Wow,
yeah,
I never heard of him, but 42,000 other people did, so that's pretty cool. So we're doing everything right to be the new superstar of the next bull run.
Awesome. So I do have a speaker, Jason. So I'm gonna get him in your.
Yep. Oh. Go for it.
Hey Jason, you with us?
He's on mute.
Are you on mute, Jason?
Oh, sorry. All right, hello?
Hey, Jason.
Question. You actually answered one of my questions about the smart contract, seeing that in the future. But, I got into this project because you guys, great leadership, obviously took your time getting involved, 8 years, that's amazing. I like that, it means it's a smart, strong project. But you're L1, so you see people building off of your ecosystem. Have people approached you of building off of your ecosystem? Is that something in the cards in the future or the near future? Smart contracts, things of that. When do you see that evolving to that? Because obviously you want to be a currency, But that's kind of really what my question's about.
I think it's going to happen once Rust is in place
Okay.
and probably DAG Night is finalized.
Okay.
That's for as far as smart contracts, but actually they're building on the ecosystem now.
Oh, they are.
So they are. So we just, like we said, we just gotten. It depends on what you want to say the ecosystem is. So as far as like integrating with Change and Zelcore, that's part of the ecosystem.
Gotcha.
Now we're actually into these DEXs and DeFi apps. What we actually have, I've seen on Twitter, there's a guy that's making Texas Hold'em.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
The Texas Hold'em game with Kaspa, and I think there's another game, and then I believe there's like a Warcraft server that runs on.
Yeah.
But I was never really into Warcraft, but I know Wolfie was. He might have details on how this might work.
And also, too, I have another question about like an American exchange, because I use Mexisy right now, but who knows one day, with regulations and everything. I mean, I'm not worried about your guys' regulation because you guys did it smart on how you release the coin. But, where do you see yourself, more like American exchanges so people a little bit safer with where their Kaspa is besides just the wallet?
That's a good Wolfie question.
Yeah, so I mean, we're working our way up the ladder.
Gotcha.
I'm pretty confident that in the not too far future, we're going to have some type of U.S. Approved fiat on ramp and off ramp situation going on. Can't say exactly when or who, but I think it's certainly on the way. Hopefully before the 4th of July, maybe even sooner.
Okay.
So yeah, something cool is going to happen soon. I mean, a lot of cool things already happened, but more cool things are on the way.
Good. Okay, because I was just wondering, because I like to invest every paycheck, and probably to you guys, and I just don't want, who knows, one day I could wake up and Mexi's like, you can't exchange here anymore, So I do appreciate that and taking my question, guys. And then if I wanted to give to the fund, where would I go for that?
Oh,
good question. Do you have that on hand, Rhubarb?
Well, if you go to, I guess if you go to news on the news on the site and then find the post, community marketing fund blog post.
Yeah, I see the crowdfund. I've seen the crowdfund. Okay.
The crowdfund.
Yeah, perfect. Yep. All right, man. Well, thank you guys very much, man. Keep up doing the good work.
Thanks, Jason. Appreciate it.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, thanks, man. Have a good weekend.
Go to Kaspa.org, and then you hit news. You'll see the community crowdfund in one of those articles. We do get some more comments here.
We just hit 40K followers on Twitter.
Hey, pop champagne.
Hamburger in the marketing Discord just mentioned it. I remember when we were just 4K.
Working towards listing Cas on KuCoin.
All the exchanges. Oh, that was a question.
Yeah, that was a question for Wolfie.
What is it? KuCoin listing?
Yeah, so when KuCoin?
When KuCoin? Okay. Well, don't hold your breath unless you're like a Navy SEAL or something. But KuCoin, they're good guys. We've been in contact with them for months, and we're talking to them. So that's a good sign. It's not dead air like Binance. We have open channels with KuCoin, and it's a very agreeable chat, and we'll take it as it comes.
Nice. And I think that's it. I don't have any other open questions or comments, so we can call it here, guys, if you'd like.
Let's launch the weekend.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. All right. Marketing channel success podcast. Yay. Good job, everybody.
Yeah. Take care, guys.
Yep.
Okay. Peace out.
Thanks, everybody.
Peace.
Take care.
Peace.
Bye. Peace.